Hello and welcome to the craft room of Romy. Today we are going to be trying to make a Jujutsu Kaisen sweatshirt. If you have found me through TikTok, hi, hello. I'm gonna try to make a video that's longer than 3 minutes. Welcome to my crafting room. It is kind of a mess right now. Let me just move some stuff out of the way so that you don't see. Here it is. I feel like cosplayers, this is pretty normal, right? Right? Hi, hello to anybody who doesn't know who I am. My name is Romy. I primarily do stuff on TikTok, which is crazy to say because like a year and a half ago, I never thought I'd be on TikTok. So within the past couple weeks, I have been upcycling some thrifted sweatshirts that I found and turning them into Jujutsu Kaisen cosplays. I did Yuta and Yuji, and I got a request for Megumi. And I have tried twice to make a successful tutorial on how to make these Jujutsu Kaisen inspired tops and failed both times. So we're at third time, but third time is a charm. So we're here again. We're gonna give it another go on YouTube instead of TikTok because it's a little bit difficult to kind of whittle down a tutorial that makes sense. But anyway, today we're going to try to take this black sweatshirt and make a cropped Megumi cosplay shirt because that is one that has been highly requested. This says mofo.com on it, and we don't need that.
And so I quite literally began seam ripping that mofo off. As you can tell by the lighting change, this took a lot longer than I thought, approximately 2.5 episodes of Demon Slayer to be exact. So after that, I got a snack and then changed into my Totoro onesie because why not?
Now we are going to talk about cutting the sweatshirt. So let me angle this camera down. Anytime you're upcycling stuff, it's like awesome because some things you don't have to re-sew because it's already sewn for you, and then some things it's just like a lot of undoing stuff. So here's what we're gonna do.
Once again, you are going to bust out your trusty old seam ripper and seam rip that top collar as well as the bottom elastic off of your sweatshirt. Then you're gonna lay it out and see how much fabric you have to work with. Then you're just gonna mark where you wanna crop the bottom of your sweatshirt, adding about 1/2 inch for seam allowance, and cut that bottom part off. After this, you're going to mark out that front crossover bit, just fake top. I don't know what words are sometimes. Anyway, cut out this shape from the front of your sweatshirt, and then you're going to bust out that bottom part that you had cut off earlier and cut it open so that you have one extra long piece of fabric that you get to work with. Then we're going to use that strip of fabric that we just cut open to create the illusion front of our sweatshirt. We want it to look like there's a whole other separate piece of the shirt that's crossing over to the other side. And the way that we do this is by taking that piece of fabric, right sides together, cutting off the excess, pinning them, and sewing along that edge that I'm pointing out to you right over here. Then once those two pieces are sewn together, you're going to flip them right side out once again, taking extra care with that corner, making sure it's nice and sharp. And then I just went ahead and I did a top stitch along that line that I'm pointing out. You could just top stitch them together at this point, but I wanted a little bit more control, so I just top stitched that extra flap, marked out where I wanted to sew them back together, and then reattached those two panels of fabric using a blind stitch so that no one could see where I sewed them back together. Now onto the collar. So your process is going to be a little bit different depending on the character that you are trying to emulate, but just in case you're doing Megumi or you want an example, here's how I did my collar. Took that extra strip of fabric that I had left over, right sides together, and I sewed along these two lines that I'm going to point out for you right now. Once I did that, I cut off the excess just because you want super sharp corners and did a little notch at the corner, flipped it right side out, and sewed a top stitch along that so that the collar stands nice and tall. After that, I just pinned it to the collar of the sweatshirt or where I wanted it to lay, making sure it goes all the way around. Thankfully it fit because I wasn't sure if it was going to fit exactly, but it was the perfect length. After you've sewn on the collar, all we have left to work on is the bottom hem. You could use the elastic you cut off earlier, but I ended up opting to just do a straight hem across. Now all that's left for you to do is throw on your buttons and you are completely done with your Megumi sweatshirt. This is a super simple project. Discounting the amount of time it took me to take off the mofo, it probably took me maybe 6 or 7 episodes of an anime. Oops, I forgot the tag. But anyway, here's what it looks like up close, and here's a clip of it from a TikTok that I made. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and maybe I will make more tutorials.